Will hypnosis help me with anxiety? That's the question for today. My name is Craig Mackay, this is Freedom Hypnosis, and let's get into this question. Will hypnosis help with anxiety? Well, before I answer this question, let's just think for a moment. When we're really anxious about something, is it typically about something that's happening here and now? Or is it about something that's happened in the past, something that may happen in the future, or something that's happening with someone else somewhere else? Think about that for a moment. So then our mind is leaving what's happening here and now and is actually connecting to, not just thinking about, but emotionally connecting to something or someone somewhere else at some other time. It could be something from the past that did happen or something that maybe could happen that's upcoming. So when you think about that then, that's a hypnotic state. Why? Because we're leaving the present and we're connecting to what we perceive here. So here's an interesting thought then. So if we're able to leave the present and this place to get that anxiety, then what happens in hypnosis then when we condition it that our mind can think of that thing or that time or that place, but have an entirely different response? Think about that. It's already a hypnotic state to go and get the anxiety often. So what happens then if we use the same mechanisms of the mind to change those feelings so that we can think about those situations and be fine? Now, there's a couple of different ways that I work on anxiety. There's some things that we can do in the moment to change those feelings, but then also we can change the way that we expect to feel in certain situations. So that you might say you get into a situation that perhaps once brought on anxious feelings, but now it's like your mind takes a different book or a different file off the shelf so that you just feel differently about it. Because the thing is, we have a feeling. You may say, for instance, it might be about a boss or a meeting or public speaking, for instance. So that when you initially have a negative experience there, the mind then can become sensitive to it and say, oh, well, I don't want that to happen again. So when I think about it, I remember those feelings. And while we're remembering those feelings in that situation, we have another experience which further makes our mind more cautious about feeling that again, and it can become this spiral. So what happens then if we bring down those feelings and we change the feeling associated with these things so that we can actually not just change the way you feel now, but we can set up an expectation now in that programming of the mind, so that when you're here in this situation that was once uncomfortable, now you can take this comfort that we've created here and experience it there. Because when you actually think about it, we're very rarely in the reality of a situation. When you think about someone or something, your mind has, I guess you could call it a program, a file about that thing or that person. So that then when you think about it, you're thinking about that. So when we recondition that, we change the way that you feel about that person or that situation. So there's a very brief answer to that question. There's a lot more that I can say about that, and it's one of the most common things that people come for. So it's about changing the feelings now, but also associating those good feelings with where we need them the most. It's not just about feeling good here and now. It's about having access to those feelings where and when you need them. Anyway, there's my answer for now. There's a lot more I could say about it. This is Craig Mackay at Freedom Hypnosis. Feel free to shoot me an email, have a look at my website, the link's in the description. And if you found this video useful, please like or subscribe. And also feel free to give me a call if you'd like a free telephone consultation. My name is Craig Mackay, Freedom Hypnosis here. Many thanks. Bye-bye.